is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today it is Friday, June 9, 2023, and this is episode 86. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk, so that's the perfect combination for making this podcast. I love talking about my knits and crochet so much that I make podcast episodes twice a week. Every Monday and every Friday I share my crafty adventures. In Dutch I say my handwerkperikelen with you. I'm coming from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. Let's start. It is a very warm Friday in the Netherlands, and because of that I also have to share some podcast adventures with you. Not some nice podcast adventures. Oh, I'm sitting at my knitting office by day, bedroom by night, and it's on the second floor, and outside it's about 30 degrees, and it's not nice and comfortable here right now. It's way too hot, and I knew that would happen, so I planned a very early podcast episode this morning. I filmed in our cool living room downstairs when everybody was at work and at school. And I filmed my podcast episode and I was wearing my camisole. I will tell you all about it in a minute. And when I'm not a warm weather lover. Absolutely not. I'm not made for warm weather. My body holds all the warmth and all the heat. My hands are swollen, and my feet, I don't even wear my rings because they don't feel nice. My fingers are too thick. I don't know, I get grumpy. I'm just not made for this kind of weather, and it will be this weather all weekend. So I stay downstairs with a ventilator. Do you call it like that? The thing that turns around very hard and creates fresh air in that way. In Dutch we say ventilator. I think it's called different in English. We don't have air conditioning. In the Netherlands the weather is not really hot quite often. We quite often have cooler summers, 20-25 degrees, or even colder. The last years the temperature rised a bit every now and then, but every summer we have a kind of a heat wave, and a few days it's around 30 degrees and sometimes even 35 or more, and that are not my favorite days, but it only lasts for a few days, and then there will be thunder and rain and it's over. But now it's hot. So I was sitting downstairs. I was wearing my camisole. And because I always am complaining about that, I don't want to be to feel too exposed in my podcast on YouTube. When I don't wear a lot of clothes, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable. But it was also at the point that I thought I prefer looking too hot on the sexy level than looking too hot on a temperature level with a red hat and sweat and whatever. So I thought, okay, I will wear my Remi camisole. This is a summertime episode, so it is okay. And I didn't wear a tank top under it because every layer creates extra warmth. So I was chatting and all the things. I was sharing all my crafty adventures, and then I uploaded it to my laptop for a little edit, and I was shocked. I thought, I have a cleavage. I didn't know I could have such a deep cleavage. My breasts are not very big. I think it's a bit the time of the period that they grow a little bit, but my top was quite low, and I really had a stripe here, and I was impressed because I didn't know I could have one. But I also felt uncomfortable because I absolutely didn't want to put such me on YouTube that way. So I couldn't film a new episode. I thought, I am doing it now in a hot place because downstairs the rest of my family is at home, or at least a few. So that was not an option, and here it was way too warm. So I asked my husband, I said, can you look? What do you think? And he said, I think it's fine. Don't ask a man about your cleavage. But I said, no, I don't want to. And I tried to blur it, and I tried to tell something about it, but I just don't feel comfortable. So I decided to refilm my podcast episode, and it's a bit, I can't share all my knitting now because I frogged something. I will tell you in a minute. But there's also some nice podcast news I can share because it happened after filming my first. So, okay, let's start. I am wearing today, with an extra tank top, it's safe now, under it, my Remi camisole by Cadre. The Remi camisole is my favorite summer top, even if I sometimes have a too deep cleavage, I guess. It's not that I don't like cleavage. I think I am a woman, I have a feminine body, I don't have to feel ashamed about the roundings and the deepness, the dimensions that are happening. So I don't felt ashamed about it, but I don't want to put it on YouTube. Can you see? It's a knitting podcast. It's not, I don't know. So it's safe now. But the Remi camisole is absolutely my favorite, my favorite camisole. I'm a real rib stitch lover. Knit 2, purl 2 is absolutely my favorite. And this is a top-down top. I also love that because you can easily adjust the length the way you want it. And you cast on a few stitches, 6 or 8, I don't remember exactly. I made it last year in the same time, also June, I think. And then you increase in pattern, and you also create a really nice I-cord bind off, so you don't have to do anything afterward. I prefer that. I also knit the home camisole, and I struggled really with picking up stitches for a nice V-shaped neckline. And this one was really a relief that wasn't necessary. So you make a triangle, and then you cast on another one, and you make that triangle, and then you cast on the third, and you make that one, and the fourth, and you make that one. And at the end, you all connect them together, and you just knit in the round, knit 2, purl 2. So it's really nice. And I really love it. And I thought I did a provisional cast on, I guess. So I picked up the stitches here. You can also sew them together. If I really am too annoyed, I can fix it a bit. But also under my arm, it's not really too deep. It's just this little point. I have to think. I also see, you can see my 10 line. I wear quite often this high tops, I guess. It's way too wide here. But it's also, when it's too hot, I don't spend time in the sun. So I don't know if it will happen, but I don't care. I knitted with Long Yarn's yarn. It was gifted to me, and I don't remember the name. Long Yarn's Norma, I guess. It's a mix of cotton and tencel. I really liked working with it. I must say, it doesn't get prettier when you wash it. My summer knits I wash more often than my winter knits. My winter knits I mostly wash one time in the season, but my summer knits I do a little more often. I won't pick this yarn again for my next Remi camisole because there will be a next, but it is okay. It is okay. What shall I tell more about the Remi camisole? I knitted this English style. That was quite interesting. Last year I tried knitting English style for quite a while. I'm a continental knitter, but I'm also a very loose knitter. My stitches are always dancing and not neat in a row. And I couldn't fix that. I couldn't make it better, and that was very annoying. And then I thought maybe I should try knitting English style. So I knitted this top English style, and I just love to knit 2, purl 2, continental style. I think you call it combination knitting. I do a continental knit stitch and a Russian purl stitch, and I think those two together you call combination knitting. And it's really a small movement, so you can really knit rib stitch quite quick, but also it feels really rhythmic and pleasant. I really love it. But this one I knitted English style, so I didn't enjoy that a lot. It was quite interesting because English style did make my shoulder hurt, and also, and that was maybe more important, my inner knitting fire decreased. It was getting smaller and smaller, and I was not really aware of it. That could have so much influence. But I am really a continental knitter, and by forcing myself into knitting English style, the fire, it just, I don't know what happened, but it didn't feel as me. And when I picked up the continental knitting, it was whoosh, there was it again. So much energy. Now I understand why my stitches are dancing all the time. And it was so interesting because I realized, okay, when you have several ways, several things you can do, and you can do both good, that doesn't want to say that both are good for you. I could knit English style fine. It was okay. I could do it, but it wasn't making me happy. And the continental style does make me happy. It feels so in a flow, and I knitted English style for weeks, for months, for all summer. So it was not only, sometimes you have to practice something before it's getting better, but I did give it enough practice time. It was just not my way, and it reminded me of my job as a teacher. That was also, I worked all my working life as a teacher on a primary school, and I was very good in my job. I was a beloved teacher. I loved the children, they loved me, and it was, everyone was complimenting. Is that a word in English? Now, I don't know. Everyone was happy, but I was not. My inner fire was getting smaller and smaller because I could do the job very good, but it was not my job. It was not meant for me. And that was so interesting because when I quit my job, I felt my fire. So now I'm a very happy person. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Yeah, I never expected I would learn so much more for my knitting and crochet than just the technical stuff, and that there would be so many life lessons in this whole process. I was not looking for it. I only want to crochet granny squares and to knit a color work sweater. But all those extras, insights in how you work, in your life, they mean so much to me. So that's really nice and fun. Okay, let's go to the knitting. I did have a basket with several swatches to show you, but when I finished filming my episode this morning, I ripped out all the swatches which weren't the right one, so I could reuse the yarn, but now I can't show it to you anymore, so that's a bit of a bummer. But I made a little video of how I was reorganizing my yarn basket, so maybe you can see a glimpse of the other sleeves I was knitting, because I am knitting a cardigan. It's a test knit for Eef. Eef is a Dutch knitter, and this is her first design. I told about it in previous episodes. She designed a lovely all over colorwork cardigan in fingering weight yarn, and from the moment, I'm sorry, I'm struggling. My head's going faster than my mouth. Take it easy. It's too hot to rush. From the moment I saw the cardigan in real life, I fell in love with it, and I definitely want to make one. So when she asked me for the test knit, I was in immediately. And I decided I want to knit with Jamieson's. And I think someone replied to me and said, maybe I said Jamieson's and Smith, I don't know, but she said those are two different companies, and I didn't realize. I also didn't check right now, but the yarn I use is from Jamieson's, and this is called Shetland Spindrift. I really want to work with this for quite a long time, but it never happened, and now it was the time. So I ordered my colors online. I will never do that again. I needed 6 colors, and that's just too much to order online. It also, I decided that I would be happy with my color choices anyway, because otherwise I would go, yeah, I would doubt all the time, and I don't allow myself to doubt all the time, to lose all the energy of doubting. It doesn't make sense. So I started knitting. I really love the colors. I started knitting, and my first sleeve in my caravan on my mini holiday, and my first sleeve, it was nice. It was working out pretty good, but it was way too wide. So I thought, no, I don't like it. I really love a fitted sleeve, and it was also actually meant to be. So I checked my stitch gauge, and I had way too less stitches. I think the stitch gauge was 32 stitches on 10 centimeters, and I had 26. So I went down 1 needle size, and it was still not good. I had 28 or 29. So I decided to cast on my 3rd sleeve. And I also had some serious doubts about this color. This is the color Birch, and I must say, I think this is the prettiest color of all, because it is a green brown heathered yarn. There are so many colors hidden in it, and it's such a deep color. I really love it. But in the color work, and I can't show you it right now because I frogged it. In the color work, it was looking a bit messy, and the contrast was not high enough. I ordered not enough yarn because I was so focused on the color choice that I didn't notice that these are only 25 gram balls and not 50 gram balls. So I have an amount of yarn for half a cardigan. So I knew I had to order more yarn, and I could have choose another color, but I actually didn't want to buy any new yarns in 2023, and I absolutely failed in that plan. Yeah, and that's okay, but I wasn't feeling, I didn't want, and I also decided that I would be happy. So I was thinking about changing the colors, change the black and the birch, but that was also not. And then I realized I had this yarn left in my stash. This Sunday garn from Sandnes Garn. This is a non-superwash 100% merino yarn. I used it for a sweater for one of my girls, and I had some yarn balls left. And then I realized, yeah, I love both colors. This is color 9882. It's a bit of a brownish green, and I really love the color. And I think this one is absolutely more special. But for a color work cardigan with 6 colors, maybe this will work out better. So I used that one. I went down a needle size again. I knit my ribbing at 2.25 and the color work on 2.5 millimeter needles. And it's a bit, I always use a bigger needle for my sleeves, so that means that when I knit my sleeves on 2.5, that I will knit the body on 2.25, and it was quite hard to realize that I wanted to knit an all over color worked cardigan on 2.25 needles. I'm not sure if I will do it. Maybe I will stay with my 2.5. I don't know. I do love the fabric. It's not stiff. It's really nice. It feels really nice. And I'm also happy with the color combination, because this one works out better. For the stars, I was a bit worried about the difference, because this is merino yarn and the rest is the others are very rustic Shetland wool. The contrast here is still quite low, but it is what it is. And the fit is finally good. So I really love this. Now there will be a quite dark part color work, and then I have had all the color work, and then it will repeat. But yeah, I'm very happy. The pattern is in English, so when it comes out and you like it, then it can be an opportunity that you will knit a Dutch pattern in English. So I really love it, and I'm really looking forward to knit on this cardigan. It's really a warm, woolly winter cardigan. I don't need it right now, But I really want to finish my lowrider jumper. I think I will pick a deadline for myself. I really love a good deadline now and then. Not always, not always. But when I don't have a deadline, I lose quite some time at doing nothing, scrolling on my phone, just, I don't know, doing nothing useful. And that's okay. It's every now and then that's nice, but after a few days of that, I want to be more focused. So I alternate those two, and when I pick a deadline, when I tell you next Friday my lowrider jumper is ready, I go for it and I focus. I don't have a job, and normally maybe you could find those challenges in your job. But I stay at home and knitting is my job, so I want to find the challenge in my knitting. But it's also absolutely fine if you just use your knitting or crochet as something to relax with and don't do deadlines at all, because the most important is that you are having fun, and that can be in all the ways. Just do your own way. That's the most important. Okay, the last thing I want to share with you is that I reached a very nice and special milestone. I guess an hour ago I saw on my YouTube app that I have 10,000 subscribers at my YouTube channel. And that's very special for me. I'm very proud at it. I'm not really interested in the numbers, because numbers are numbers. But this one has a special meaning for me, because I really tackled something to reach this. And if you follow me for a long time, if you watch my English episodes, I think you know what I mean, but I will share it again, this little story, because it means so much to me, and I'm so proud. I'm so proud and so thankful that I am where I am, and I love this story, because I make knitting and crochet episodes for years and years in Dutch now. I started on Instagram TV, then I did it on YouTube, and I just love talking and sharing about it. I love feeling connected with other people. I love to share what's keeping my hands busy, what's keeping my mind busy. And I'm really thankful when people let me know that they are inspired, and I really love it. I also enjoy other podcasts a lot myself, and there are some Dutch podcasters I watch, but I mainly watch English ones, and I really think they are interesting, and I learn a lot, and I get inspired, and they are just giving me a lot of joy. So at one moment I felt an unexpected desire from heart. I want to be part of that worldwide knitting community too. I also want to share with all the world my things as a thank you for all the things that comes to me. The only problem was that I didn't speak English. Of course, my English, I think in Dutch we say passive and active. My passive English was fine, was absolutely, I can understand quite a lot. I don't need subtitles, and it's really okay. In the Netherlands we watch English television shows, we listen to a lot of English music, I watch English knitting podcasts all the time, so that was not a problem. But I never speak English, never. There are no situations in my life that I need to speak English, and the rare moments that I had to, I was struggling so much, and I was feeling so inconfident, that it was a mess, it was a drama. So when I felt the desire, my head immediately said, no, we're not going to do that. You know how horrible your English is. But I felt I really wanted. So okay, I tried. So in February last year, I guess, episode 20, I remember that. In February last year, I started with also making my episodes in English. I make them in Dutch and in English. And it was awful. I don't say that awful. Awful. What a strange word. Awful. Awful. It was horrible. I was making my English episodes with my Miss Perfect right next to me, and every time I didn't know a word or every time I struggled with the grammar, she was standing next to me. You can't do it. You can't do this. You are such a dumb lady. Why are you trying this? Give this up. It's nothing for you. You're not good enough for this. She was telling me all the time. In Dutch or in English? Don't remember. And I was really not enjoying making those episodes, and I never looked back because I felt really ashamed for those one. But I think when you look back to my early English episodes, maybe I don't know if you can see the difference. I don't know. I feel that there is a difference. I missed the sparkle by then because I was busy with talking to Miss Perfect all the time. So I was not feeling comfortable with it, not at all. So at some moment, it was in May, we were on a short holiday, and I was literally feeling physical bad because I felt so ashamed and I felt so inconfident and so not able to make English episodes. It was really hard. It was really a strong, low feeling. So a part of me said, Sarah, you can stop with this. It's okay. You tried. It's okay. You tried and you failed. Now, whatever. You tried. You can't do everything. Focus on something else. And that felt as a bit as a relief. So, okay. Yeah, I tried. I can be proud. I tried. Because I'm very good in break thinking. Think things break. Broke. I hate that. Damage thinking, maybe I have to call it like that. You have a desire from your heart and then it goes to your head and your head said no, because no, it's not a good idea, we are not gonna do it, it's exciting, you are not good enough, and then it's broke, and the desire of your heart is gone. No, it's not gone, it's broke, and then you stay where you are. It sounds quite dramatic, but I am dramatic, so now, so when I decided that I would quit and I was sitting for my next episode and I wanted to share, okay, lovely people, you were also so lovely for me all the time, but okay, lovely people, this is not gonna work. I will quit it. I'm not having any fun and I do this for fun, so it's okay. But then there was a sparkle from my heart. I still want to do it. I still want to be part of the knitting community. And it was so strong. And then I thought, okay, I want this, so go for it. So I turned the button, I pressed the button, I don't know what I did, but I went through. And I said to my Miss Perfect, could you please do something else? Clean the house or break your head about a difficult knitting, but leave me alone while I'm making my podcast episodes. And suddenly I experienced that I could enjoy making English episodes, although they were full of mistakes and incorrect grammar and not knowing the right words. It was absolutely okay, and I was having fun every week, more and more and more, and feeling confident. Even though I know my English is I know my English is good, you all understand what I mean, and that's the main that's the most important. But of course, it's not really good, but it's okay. So I kept making English episodes. I have had some lovely online appointments with ladies to have a conversation in English, which really filled my heart with their love and joy, and it was okay. So, and now really every week, twice a week, I really enjoy talking in English to you, with you. I really love to read all the comments, and it's for me, it's unbelievable that so many people like to watch my episodes, because I was so hard on myself that it was so bad and something you must feel ashamed of. Still a part of me just want to remove the earlier episodes, and because I felt so ashamed. But it's okay now. I really enjoy it. I really feel all the worldwide knitting love coming to me, and I hope you feel my knitting love too, and you enjoy my episodes. And that's why those 10,000 subscribers were such a nice milestone for me. Not about the 10,000, but about the story behind that. That I allowed myself to practice something, and that I allowed maybe I allowed to follow my heart and not do the damage thinking to that desire. So that's the reason why I share this story. Maybe you have, and it has nothing to do with the podcast or the amount of subscribers, or it can be something totally different. It even doesn't it have to be a knitting or crochet thing. But if you have a desire from your heart and it goes to your head, and your head said you can tackle it, and it will feel uncomfortable, and it will feel, you can feel inconfident, but you are growing and you are learning something new, and that is fun. So yeah, that is really I'm really proud. I really love it. Yeah, I'm curious to my next to my next desire. Because it was not only fun, it was also really hard in the beginning. But when you go through all the negative things behind, there is something lovely. So I really want to thank you for all your love, for all the things. Next time I just will talk about more projects, but this was a special moment for me. I want to thank you for all the comments, for all the love. I don't reply mainly because it's just, then I have less knitting time, and I really prefer my knitting and crochet time above everything, and it's just way too much. But I read every comment, and I feel every comment, and I really feel connected with you all over the world, and it feels very special. So I really love doing this, and I really love all the knitters and crocheters in the world. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice weekend with a lot of knitting time. And don't forget to follow your heart, especially when it's hard jumping. Okay, bye bye.